All of you guys have seen this type of hawk. They're very abundant throughout North America. This is the red-tailed hawk. And these guys are so abundant because they're not picky about where they live or what they eat. So they'll live in places like deserts, they'll live in agricultural areas, wooded areas, urban areas, and wherever they are, they're going to adapt to eat whatever's available. So they'll eat reptiles, they'll eat mammals, they'll eat small birds, and those two things have really helped them to be very adaptable, and that's why they are so abundant. A lot of times here in Seattle, you see red-tailed hawks either soaring up in the sky. They have that classic brick red tail, and they're really beautiful to watch. They have big, broad, rounded wings, good for soaring and gliding. Or they're perched along the freeways on those light posts, and they're perching and they're waiting to pounce on prey that comes underneath them. So this is Gunner. He's just turning 2 this year. He's a very young red-tailed hawk. And you may notice that he doesn't really look like the typical red-tailed hawk, and that is not uncommon for the red-tailed hawks to come in different color variations. He is considered a dark morph red-tailed hawk. He's darker in his coloration overall. He doesn't have the classic brick red tail, but he does have some red in his tail. And you guys may have heard of pale male, who is a red-tailed hawk, who is considered a light morph red-tail because his coloration is that of a red-tailed hawk, but it's a lot lighter, or looks washed out compared to the typical red-tail. He really does beautiful flights with his big, broad, rounded wings. Now Gunner here, his story highlights how difficult it is for raptors to make their living. More than 50% of young raptors don't live to be just 1 year old, and that would have been the case with Gunner. He was found on the side of the road in eastern Washington, and a very kind person took him to a rehab center, and they got him healthy, but they could not restore the vision that he lost as a result of being hit by a car. So we don't know if he was hunting by the side of the road or if he was scavenging on some roadkill, because roadkill is a great free meal, but it's dangerous when you're by that side of the road. So he doesn't have that binocular vision and depth perception, and that's why we do a lot of visual cueing with him. We do a lot of pointing. As long as we're clear about where he needs to go, he does a great job. So we need to make sure that his good eye is looking at us when we do this. He's really a great bird, and he does remarkably well for navigating all the perches that we ask him to do. Now with the raptors, the females are 30% larger than the males. So a female would be quite a bit larger than Gunner here. So if you ever see one of those red tails and you're just amazed at how large it is, you're probably looking at a female. So he just has one more flight to do into the barn. And once he goes in, how about a round of applause for Gunner, our red-tailed hawk? Beautiful.